Should fizzy drink companies make roast potatoes? Let's find out. 5 big drinks here, well-known ones. I've got other ones we could have chosen, but we've put some thought into this.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of ingredients to go along with them.
Some are going to be quirky. Well, it's all quirky.
It's all pretty quirky, yes.
But there is 1 or 2 that like we've really pushed the boat out on, and others are like, oh, I'm actually really excited for this. Yeah. So let's start potato making. All right, so you're probably wondering why there's 3 saucepans. We'll come on to this in a minute, but 3/5 of our potatoes are in your classic pan that I just filled up with water. We're just going to put it down on the hob. Get that going. Little shimmy of salt, another special ingredient in a minute. But speaking of special ingredients, our Mountain Dew and our Dr. Pepper is going to get some special treatment. Dr. Pepper is full of loads of different herbs and flavorings and spices. Google it, but we really want to make those colors come through, like really vibrant. So a moment ago, I sliced up some beetroot in half, so that real nice color. Also the stalks too, which is actually just in standard red food dye, which we were gonna use, but we will avoid that and actually use some red wine instead. So what I'm gonna do is take the pan with no water in and add in this red wine. With the beetroot, which we're also going to roast later, should hopefully impart some really nice red colour on there. It stinks. So let's get some water on this. Look at that. Look how red that is. Oh my gosh. What do you think, Tom?
It looks pretty red to me already.
That is red, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest, right? If we look at this right here, that looks like a whole cauldron of mulled wine right now. But will that impart any stain, any colour on the potatoes? I don't know. But if it does, then it's going to make this thing even better too. Mountain Dew potatoes, I want to push the green. So a moment ago, we got some spinach and whizzed it up into our little blender and ended up making basically a pond in a pot. Look at that. That's a little bit of water's helped that. So let's just push that on first of all. Nice. Oh wow, you can see that neon landing on the potato. It's like it's wearing an 80s shell suit or something. They're like Incredible Hulk in them. Look at that color, that's amazing. Wow, okay. But because I want to try and dye the water some more, not that that won't already do it, blimey, that's actually really vibrant. Look at that. I'm going to take some more spinach and just dump that in. Water, shimmy of salt. Suddenly it looks even cooler than I thought. You've got 3 very different, you've got the boring potatoes there just bubbling away, but don't worry, you're going to get exciting. Hopefully the beetroot and the wine working into these potatoes and the spinach ones, that's pretty cool. All right, so now is a trick I learned the other day, and I'll come on to that again in a moment, but this is some baking powder. And if you add a little bit to potatoes when you boil, I hadn't done this before, it apparently makes them crispy. So let's do it to the beetroot. Is this gonna do anything, or is the beetroot gonna be like, what the heck are you doing in here, mate? Oh, wow. Right, so we'll see you in 10 minutes once they parboil. It should be these first to hopefully keep our colander clean from the green and the red. Our big pan of boring, actually quite boring potatoes now. Straight in there, blimey. Don't worry, you're about to have some fun. And now, the red wine. Oh, look at that colour. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
That's worked an absolute treat.
I'm gonna keep this. Oh, that's horrible. Oh my gosh.
That is horrible.
I was expecting wine. Yeah. That was it tastes like a field. All right, here we go. Incredible Hulk potatoes, maybe? Oh my goodness. Oh. Blimey. I wasn't sure if this was going to work, but I think visually this has answered it straight away. The comparison specifically for me between the green and the non, I didn't think it took on much colour, but look at that. The one thing where he lifted out the pan, it scratched some of the potatoes. You can see where it's just sort of stained the layer, so behind it is still true fluffy potato. So each of these potatoes have been brushed with vegetable oils. That's not very exciting, but what you might find exciting is what we put on each of them. Sprite's having turmeric. Stain away, baby. Garlic pepper. Got to do this to all of them. This is going to take so long. We're just going to give you the highlights. Vegetable stock and Sprite. Lovely. And in that goes. Coca-Cola ones, I'm going to get myself a stock cube like this and crumble that onto the potato like that. Some rosemary, just go in there, why not? This one actually smells really good. However, woo, Coca-Cola with beef stock. Oh, look at that. So with the foamy head on it either way, I quite like the fact if some of that goes in there. In fact, get in there. Get in there, little foamy head. You look much more like Coca-Cola like that. Oh, stick it on the potato, look at that. That's its punishment. For being so disgusting, it can go on the potato. Look at that, that's actually really like, I don't know, really visual, like modern art. Red Bull potatoes are gonna have paprika, oh my gosh, to try and give it that orangey vibe. Guess you can never have too much. Red Bull and chicken stock, nice. Oh my gosh, that is absolute, that tastes like acid. So let's get it right in our potatoes. We've hammered the Dr. Pepper one. Like I say, so many different ingredients in this, spices and all that. And so this is some allspice going down. Dr. Pepper into beef stock. In you go. Beautiful. And we're gonna roast the beetroot as well, remember. Mountain Dew, already got some green on there, but we're dusting on some oregano. Mountain Dew with vegetable stock. But before we do that, we wanted to have a little bit of fun with the Mountain Dew one, so we figured we might put some green food dye on the potatoes themselves. Not that the spinach hasn't done a job, but just see what that does, if anything. If I brush that like that, oh my goodness. Blimey. I'm just going to do the one side just for curiosity. We can always top it up. Mountain Dew vegetable stock combo. In you go, my friend. In you go. All right, let's get these cooking. Look at this absolute medley of colours and flavours. The smell is atrocious because I think particularly I'm not hovering near the Red Bull ones. The Red Bull ones absolutely honk. They remind me of the smell of being in nightclubs. Basically
sticky floors.
Sticky floor,
yeah.
Jaeger bombs. Look at those colours going on, all very vibrant. I think I've got the most high hopes for the cola. Yeah?
Regardless, it's utterly bizarre.
Just about fits all in the oven. I'm gonna have to keep rotating them. Boston's gonna keep his eye on it. Huh? About 45 minutes and it will get smoky. I'm gonna watch it like a hawk. As bizarre as this is, thanks to the names on the screen right now that support me on Patreon, because I've already done Fanta roast potatoes on the Patreon only bonus content, and I teased the idea, if that worked, I'd follow it up and do this. So that's why I'm not doing Fanta today. I've already done it and it was good. However, we're pushing it a lot harder with all of these things. If anything crazy happens, I'll let you know. If not, I'll see you in about 45 minutes. All right, it's been about 40 minutes. It's interesting. The colours are still there, but when I'm talking about the Mountain Dew potatoes, as you'll see in a moment, they pretty much perished. However, we want to make an enhancement to the Dr. Pepper ones. So our Dr. Pepper ones, they've not red anymore. So we're going to try and, we've done quite a lot of spice to it, and obviously there's sugar in Dr. Pepper. I mean, not that there isn't in any of these other drinks. Mountain Dew, woo! The only thing I have been doing is periodically adding a little bit of vegetable oil onto the potatoes just to help them sort of blister up a bit. But I'm going to take some treacle, aka molasses, and there's still some of the oil residue in there, and just brush it onto those potatoes. I don't want to like food dye everything. We could to make them look really crazy, but hopefully by adding this treacle on there, it will just caramelize up this final sort of 5 minutes. The others, some of them are looking really good. Yeah, no spoilers, but there are some crazy noises in there. So here they are out the oven, a real medley of smells and colours. Some of them have broken down a little bit. Maybe there might have been a bit too much fluid in there possibly, but most of it all got absorbed. Look at this. This is the Red Bull ones, completely absorbed that fluid. So the flavour should be in there. A couple of enhancements. This has actually been so fun. I'm gonna put pepper on all of them. Shimmy of salt on all of them. A touch more oregano on the Mountain Dew. I feel Dr. Pepper, we've kind of hammered this one, like I say. These are just some because we've gone for like the bitterness and the sweetness, there's actually some fruits in Dr. Pepper. So this is some berries, okay? Some red berries we put on there. And the Sprite, some lemon and lime zest on there. Should fizzy drink companies make roast potatoes? Let's find out. All right, should we just eat them and one by one and then rank them?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to start with the cola one. Is that okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's crunchy. I had to break through that. And the contrast in the middle, that is actually quite white. Wow. I mean, it's a potato. That's really good.
That's really, really good. That's a really good start.
So that was the beef stock rosemary cola. You could eat that and not know that there was any cola.
It's just like a little hint of sweetness,
Yeah.
but goes really nice. A little bit of salt on top just sets it off, I think.
And its close neighbour, Dr. Pepper. This is going to be, I think the treacle might actually do something to, oh wow, it's just exploded.
Fluffy inside though. I tell you what.
That's really good. What have we done,
That
Tom?
works as well.
We actually planned a half day on all the flavours yesterday, wasn't it? We were like, right, we got to really make this work. I was really thinking that was going to be weird.
No, it works. There's that herby spiciness that you don't get in the Coca-Cola one that comes through with that one.
Yeah,
but
and
that sweetness still comes through, I think.
Yeah, there's like a charring or caramelisation, and maybe the treacle helped a little bit. And I think that the berry as well was a bit of a sweet lift. Okay, from that to something that surely must be a little weird. That was quite herby, that one. That was the oregano. I like that.
It still works.
That is insane. Why is this not terrible?
It still works.
But there's like 300 ml of Mountain Dew gone in somewhere.
It's all in there somewhere.
Unless it's like evaporated into the kitchen. Right. I personally think that these two might be my favourites. But they've all been good. Sprite with the lemon and lime finish on it. I love that the potato is actually still slightly yellow around the edges from the turmeric.
It's yellow inside as well. Like
Yeah.
how much it's permeated the...
It's like those curried Bombay potatoes, isn't it? Yeah. Best so far.
Yeah. I could jump up and down.
That was
That's really nice.
Did we just invent something? This is insane.
I think that might be a thing.
Red Bull paprika. Oh, good crunch on it too.
Colour as well, look at that.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell Red Bully.
No, it smells more like a cake.
It smells like a cake.
Something.
That tastes like Red Bull.
Yeah. That doesn't work. That almost tastes a bit dirty. To be fair though, it's not terrible.
That's a solid fifth.
Yeah.
There's no debate in that one.
That was how I was expecting them all to taste in a weird way.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. But
Yeah.
the first three, okay. Sprite potato, which we've got another massive one here. Look at this humdinger.
Good news. That's lunch sorted.
Yeah, look at that.
But the colour's gone right the way through actually as well. Like the amount of effort we put in to try and put colours on other potatoes.
Well, it's just a good
Turmeric,
it's
in
straight
there.
in there.
It's properly in there.
Well, there we go. That has definitely answered the question, should fizzy drink companies other than Red Bull make roast potatoes? Well, I know it's not their priority, but question answered. And I think the winner was Sprite.
Yeah, 10 times.
Sprite, you should do this. Red Bull, stick to planes and Formula 1 cars.